Good morning, guys. I hope you're able to hear me, and I hope you're having a great day. And SPX, let's just go over the half an hour chart quickly with what just happened overnight. And as usual, yesterday we had a nice little rip up, but then not. Oh, this is at 12:30 in the night. Let me go on the 1 hour chart. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we are. So yesterday we had a nice little rip up to the top, right? This area right here, there's a lot of buying that happened, and then we just faded it down all the way, right? Then we just faded it down all the way, and there were two very important levels yesterday. Something for you to understand, and in order for you to learn, it was very clear to me from gamma through gamma, right? 3835 SPX yesterday. If I ever mention to you that there are positive flows, be careful to the short side, because I'm giving you some good data that you can take advantage of. All right, these are things that I have personally learned how to watch them, how to see them, and make things out of it. And I've been on pretty much a lot of point. So that was one thing that I told you guys, and then we just ripped until 3870, and then LB and I also had a similar level on SPX. His was ES, but that 3070 plus around 3880 will be tough or resistance, right? And then because we were not able to go up, there was not much demand to the upside that was coming in. Then what we saw, or the thing that I told you, one thing that under 3860's calls will most likely unwind, and there's a very good reason for it. I'll save that for a later date. Something very important. And under 3860, that there will be unwinding that will take place, and that's just going to have a major sell-off. Why was this going to happen? Right, that's the question to understand. I'm not going to answer this right now, but why was this going to happen? And under 3860, I gave you guys these things beforehand they happened, and why were they going to unwind under 3860, right? Why were the chances there? And that's exactly what happened. We basically had a waterfall pretty much all the way towards 3825ish, right? That's almost 35 points, and there was a lot of money to be made there. Okay, and I had one play yesterday, one play the day before, is fine, and most of the other earnings are out, and let's see what happens. And again, I'll tell you guys one more thing. I'll give you guys a level above 3810 SPX. Be careful with longer puts. Now that does not mean I could be wrong. Obviously, maybe it's the best time to buy puts right now, but 3810 needs to be taken down. Until then, this is a very strong support in the markets. Okay, it's very strong support. All right, and until then, the market is going to base, and it's going to get hard to trade. So what I mean by that is, if I go over the daily chart, let me just remove my gamma levels, or I can keep the gamma levels, that's fine. Basically, this is the sort of action we can maybe have for some days where the market gets really hard to trade, right? Where the market becomes really hard to trade, right? Some kind of this action, box action. So can the same thing happen here, right? Then you just gotta play that range and see what happens here. And then from here, we'll see if we break out or do we break down. Because right now, I think they're just gonna let this Apple earnings come out and see from this zone where exactly do we go. All right. Now, speaking of macros, let's see what they're doing. US 10-year rates are just holding near 4, so not much. So testing lower, maybe it wants to come test below 4, who knows? Maybe it might even come and test this zone right here, right? I don't know. And if we come here, that will obviously give some boost to the equity short term and maybe go up from here. Or do we reverse right from here, right? So let's see how this one goes on. It'll be something to keep your eyes on. The dollar measurement, as long as we hold this 110 level, I think, as long as we hold this 110 level, that is bearish for equities. But if we start trading below 110 and we start coming down, then that also takes off some pressure of equities. Now, if I zoom out of this chart, how far low can this retest, right? Because we've been in a very steady uptrend. Can something like this happen in the coming 1-2 weeks? Can dollar even go lower and then base around here and then maybe later on break out, right? It does not have to go up straight from here. This can take place in 2023. Right, because I think the market's in turmoil for a lot of the month. This is not going to be over very soon, I think, right? And or do we reverse right back from here? So basically, what this would mean, if I was to draw SPX along with this, right, on the other side, if I have my SPX chart up, let me remove my drawings. If I have the SPX chart on the daily, this is also daily. This can maybe head higher. Maybe it can base here, go higher, do something here towards 4,000, do his shit, and then maybe it wants to come down, or maybe it wants to go up. I don't know, right? So, but here, this is a very strong. This is the strongest formation I've seen on all this year, by the way, on the daily. All right, and look carefully into this. But let's see what happens. The only thing I can tell you guys is this right here, 3810. We trade under 3810. I will be back with my post. Until then, I'm just day trading, and let's see what happens. All right, and Let's just go over some currency measurements. Oh, by the way, this ugly stock had so much positive gamma yesterday, all the way at 140, 150. It barely had any negative gamma, and I think they it barely had any support via options. It barely had any support, and is down $100. And I'm happy. I'm happy, medicine. But some of you guys played calls. Well, that's your risk. Earnings are always a gamble. You guys know that, and so you play with your own risk, and it just keeps going down. Their business model right now, their financials are ugly, man. This is a very ugly chart, right? We're back to 2016 lows, right? This company was supposed to grow, not come down. What's next? Next is 70, and then we have 48. Can you get there? Before you say, oh no, it's not going to get there, make sure you guys look at Baba. Make sure you guys look at this. This thing came from 319 to 57. All right, so before you say no, Facebook cannot do that, be careful. Facebook's pretty much right here, right now, around here. All right, comparison to Baba. So stay open-minded. Anything is possible. Google also, if people, economy is slow and they're not spending money on ads and they're saving money, this also comes down towards $80 to $83, right? Expect it, right? I know a lot of people are buying this dip, which is great. Google's at a huge discount, but do expect 80 on Google in long term, and also expect 67. All right, and some people will call me crazy for saying that Google's going to come down to 67. I've seen it happen in my life in great companies, so why not, right? And this is definitely a very good support. My first scale in on equity might be around this level right here, this zone, around 90ish. I may add some tiny equity amount. My next scale in will be right here under $70 on Google, if it gets there. Who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe it goes to all-time highs. I have no idea. The one and only ticker that I'm looking forward to earnings is Apple. When Apple breaks down now, if Apple breaks down, and by the way, I'm just going to tell you guys something. This right here is the most bearish thing that can happen. This is very bearish. I don't know if anybody will be able to figure out why. This right here is holding above this zone, yes, but this is very bearish. There's something going on in this box. Let me know if you figure it out. If you don't, remind me in the chat at 3:30. I'll give you guys one word what's happening here. This Apple, this is very bearish. It's not bullish, it's bearish, right? In the longer time frame. Ask me and I'll tell you guys why this is bearish at 3:30 if you don't figure it out. But and that's for long term. Okay, maybe for the next 2 months we go up. I don't know, maybe we might even go and test all-time highs one more time from here. Maybe we might even go all-time highs and then break these lows in after 1-2 years. All right, but that's just something to keep in mind. Again, we day trade, so we don't care. Tesla hit the target of 500s right on this candle. Now there's less support. 200 just needs to be taken out one more time, and then the next leg lower to 180 and 150 will start in Tesla, in my opinion, right? And then obviously I'll scale in some equity at these strong support levels as it comes lower. And the chips are up strong. Chips were up strong. UPS is a garbage company, KB. And the chips are strong pre-market. I believe some comments from Meta. They're up nice. But do they hold the gains? I have no idea, right? I have no idea if they hold. So let's see what happens there. And IWM, this is a very attractive zone also. And I do like LB's play. I'm just waiting and let's see if I can get a play on it. It still has this little gap fill remaining. And with that, thank you guys, and see you guys on voice chat.